of rapists in prison come from a fatherless home. 50% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. So when you look at the greatest problem plaguing America, it ain't just police shooting, it's fatherless home.
Yeah, but what about the people that say George Floyd was the biggest civil rights icon since Martin Luther King?
Yeah, they were full of shit. The day George Floyd died, I said, fuck him. Yeah, when I seen the police officer on his knee and put his hands in his pocket, just sitting there chilling, looking around. Yeah, I said that motherfucker deserved to die.
What?
Because he didn't have the will to live.
Yeah, but what about the fentanyl?
You talking about fentanyl, Floyd?
Yeah, we're talking about fentanyl Floyd. What about fentanyl Floyd?
Well, they didn't show us the whole video, right? So they showed us the emotional evoking video to create a narrative, right? To push this storyline that this guy was just innocently killed, right?
Yeah.
Was the officer wrong? Yeah, he was wrong. And the country was wrong for turning up the country behind a guy like that.
That's what I'm saying. See, I think that there could be two wrongs, that George Floyd could have been in the wrong and Derek Chauvin could have been in the wrong too.
Well, my thing is, I ask black males like George Floyd, when did niggas stop wanting to go to jail? Because he didn't want to go to jail. All this was by not wanting to go to jail.
Yeah.
He was downtown Minnesota trying to pass a fake $20 bill, acting suspicious in the store. The store clerks called the police. Police show up and say, hey man, what's going on? At this time, he's sitting in the car. Him and two more dope fiends. Mm-hmm. Some dope fiend bitch and a dope fiend nigga. So George Floyd swallowed the drugs.
Yeah.
Then he go to crime. Man, get your motherfucker ass over here and go to jail. Faster you go to jail, the faster you can get out, nigga.
Well, I know, and Charleston, you always get in trouble though because you talk about snitching a lot, and that, I mean, come on, you know that. That's not good to snitch. Not that I'm trying to come down on you.
Well, we haven't clearly identified what snitching is.
That's true. That's true because I saw one of your videos. You're talking about how if you got pulled over with a dope dealer and he's got dope, you're gonna say it's not my dope. Yeah. And I think that's what I would say too if it's not my dope. I mean, that's just fine. I mean, if I'm with some dope dealer.
Well, snitching is not wrong in any fashion. Because one of the first rules of the streets is there's no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
So why do I have to be an honorable thief when there's no honor amongst thieves?
Yeah.
That's being ass backwards an oxymoron. So my first thing to do to get in trouble should be to snitch.
Yeah. I know, but
if you're a real criminal, you would snitch because all of them do at some point.
Yeah, they all do turn like a witness. I feel like they have to save themselves. But I mean, I'm just telling you, Charleston, I actually do believe that our criminal justice system is racist towards black people because I look at the same crime that a white person is charged with. Oftentimes, black people go to jail for that same crime.
I don't disagree with you. Yeah. I do not disagree with you.
I think you're on the speaker, Jimmy. Do you know how to work the
speaker?
Yeah,
we keep hearing
we can hear you up here, Jimmy.
I swear to God.
That's my producer. He doesn't know how to work anything. Give him a break. No,
how about now?
It's his woman's voice. Stop!
That's
when my mom passed away recently, Charleston, and I uploaded her consciousness into a supercomputer, allowing me to speak to her in the afterlife.
She can talk back?
Yeah. Mom, how you doing, Mom?
Oh, I'm so great, Alex. Good to see you.
Do you like Charleston? He's a pretty good guest. Isn't he pretty interesting, Mom?
Oh, yeah, he's very interesting. A little suspect on the Confederate flag.
No, that's good, Mom. The Stars and Bars is good.
Heritage, not hate, Mom.
Yeah.
Explain.
Heritage, not hate, Mom. What the hell?
And there was black people who was Confederates as well. I'm a son of a Confederate.
Here, we can lean back, Charles, and come back, and we can talk to my mom a little better.
Because I swear that's what white people is up there in heaven.
Mom,
why you lean back?
She's kind of racist for trying to call you out, Mom, so you need to apologize to Charleston right now.
It's heritage, not hate. General Robert E. Lee was a hero to many people. I don't know why statues would even be removed. And they made Tupac a statue, and Tupac had a rape case.
I know, but what about Thomas Jefferson, all those guys that get their slaves pregnant? What about that? Is that right?
I would have got my slave pregnant too. What's wrong with that? They're a slave. You can't tell a man he can't fucking go.
Charleston, I mean, come on,
man. If I want my dog to lick my dick,
Charleston can't have your dog lick your dick. No, Charleston.
Well, that's what a snake. Well, what about if I want to fuck the sheep? They say sheep got got the closest thing to a human pussy.
Is that true?
That's what they told me when I was a little bitty boy. So ever since I've been looking at sheep when I go to the country, wondering why one of that sheep got some human pussy on it.
Well, and you know, speaking of trying to make artificial pussy, I know you know a little bit about the prison mentality. What is it like in prison for these?
I've never been to prison. I went
I
to
know,
the boys' home.
but I'm saying-
and we had girls in there. We were co-ed, Mom.
You were co-ed in the boys' home?
Yeah, we were co-ed. We had boys and girls. The girl was on 1A, and it was about 30 girls with 200 some boys.
And I hope you didn't do anything, you know. Mom, shut up! I hope you didn't do anything.
I'm sorry,
Apologize to Charleston, Mom. We got to get the show on the road.
Mom, one time we were playing dominoes on the carpet with the girls at Kimbo Road, and me and this white girl snuck into the bathroom, and she gave me claps. And they wanted to know how did I get claps, and I had to tell on the white girl.
Wait, class, that's chlamydia, right?
In the boys' home.
What?
Oh, educate me on these terms. I'm just learning a lot up here.
Mom, it's just called getting burned. Everybody gets chlamydia. I have it right now. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
See, I know a lot of
I
guys.
felt that after
I know a lot of
meeting
guys
with
get it
Tucker
because they
Carlson.
didn't finish all the medicine.
That's what I'm saying. He knows people get it. They don't even finish the medicine, Mom. All right, get
And
out of
nobody-
here.
Yeah, Mom, come on, Mom. It's locker room talk.
I know. She doesn't even know. So we see you in the stuff. They get mad at you for being MAGA.
Yeah.
What do you
I
think
remember
about
when
the
America
hate?
was great.
That's what I'm saying. Look at you got the Confederate flag. But
Well,
see,
heritage not hate. Son of Confederate, and I got Trump back here with the American flag tagged to my ass, man, just like the gangbang.
But Charleston, they don't know it's different being raised in Dallas, Texas. Tell them what it's like being a black man from Dallas than being from New York or Los Angeles.
Long before I understood politics, long before I understood a Democrat and Republican, I knew the values that I was raised upon, and the principles and the morals was conservatism. It didn't have a name at the time.
Yeah.
We just know to put God first, your family, you work hard, you don't borrow your neighbor's car, you don't go ask your neighbor for money. If you don't got it, you don't have it until you get it, but you don't beg for it. You don't become dependent upon somebody across the street who have a job. So we always understood that. Sorry motherfucker is a sorry motherfucker. No, nobody help a sorry motherfucker.
No, and that's
Motherfuckers sitting around don't want to work. We was taught that as black people in the South. You pick up trash in your neighborhood. You don't pee on the street corner. You pee by the tree. You was taught some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, little boys in the South wasn't taught to sit down to pee like mommy. He was taught to stand up peeing like dad.
Yeah.
So we was raised differently.
Well, and in Charleston, you know, you become a viral sensation. You know, you get millions of hits on videos that you don't even post. Other people, you know, post, and people say, "Oh, well, Charleston, why it's just a goofball?" But you got a lot of projects in Dallas that are actually reducing the violence in the high crime areas. So they don't realize that there's actually a little bit of, you know, method to your madness.
I actually spent over a decade really. I started in 2009. I officially established my youth organization with the federal government in 2012. So if you Google Hyped About Hype, HYPED, about HYPE, the HYPE is an acronym for helping young people excel. I did nonprofit work for 3 to 4 years and never applied for a grant.
Wow.
Because once I started understanding nonprofits and how fundraising, that's another form of being on welfare. I claim that I want to help black people, but I need help to help black people.
Well, that's what they do. They have those AstroTurf groups. They're all a scam.
Yeah, most nonprofits, most 501c3s are a scam. The church and the nonprofits, most are a scam. I was given this book, and shout out to Bart LeBeau. He used to be the executive director of the Annie Casey Foundation. I spent a couple of days at Bart's new house, and so he gave me this book that was written by the Jewish Council, and it's called "The Revolution Would Not Be Funded," and it breaks down the whole the non-profit industrial complex is what it called it, and that struck out to me.
Yeah.
So the reason nonprofits were created were to, for one, funnel money.
Yeah.
And then number two, to control and hinder social movements.
Well,
so our government created this shit to control and hinder social movements.
And you know how you know it's right? Because they have what's called the homeless industrial complex, where they're trying to keep more homeless people homeless in San Francisco and in Los Angeles, so they can get that nonprofit
So that's why
money.
you see so many black people say, "Hey, I got a nonprofit," and they don't even understand it. But they're all beggars.
Yeah.
All nonprofits are beggars, just like being on welfare, being subsidized by somebody giving you something. So in this book, it breaks down this nonprofit industrial complex from goodwill to Boys and Girls Club,
Salvation
to
Army,
anyone
all
you
of
can
them,
think of. 95% of the funding and the funds and the money they get goes in their pockets. Paying your salary, my girlfriend's salary, buying paper clips, buying furniture, keeping the lights on, luncheons, business, travel, and actually 5% is actually going to help the people.
I agree.
Man, I read it. So once I got that, I left my 501c3 go, and for the last 9 years, so I've been 12 years at this, I've just been a youth outreach. So I don't come and ask white people, I don't get no government funding. I shake down drug dealers. I shake down the crime-ridden community. You're not going to sell drugs over here, and I'm having a backpack supply giveaway, and y'all selling dope down there.
Yeah.
You're going to give me some money, or I'm going to call the cops on you.
But what's wrong with
I
the
extort drug
fentanyl?
dealers.
What's wrong with a little fentanyl just to get you through the day? Though George Floyd likes it.
Well, and the one thing is, listen, from what I hear, they say every Mexican that's selling drugs to America now have their own fentanyl mix.
Yeah.
Some of them got the fentanyl that take you right to the doors of death, then you snap out of it. Some of them take you on through death and you die.
Yeah.
For the most part, everybody's not dying. Everybody in the world knows that America buys 90 to 95% of the drugs that the world creates. It comes right here in this country.
Yeah.
Who's letting it in?
We are. Joe Biden.
Like a motherfucker.
I know, but that's the thing is that they'll arrest every young black man, but if these guys get caught dope dealing in their cartel, they get to get deported and come back 3 or 4 times. But they wouldn't let Charleston White sell dope and get deported back to Africa.
But I did. I sold marijuana to help fund my youth organization. I sold marijuana and barbecue. And I had an agreement with the Fort Worth Police Department.
I saw you in the city council meeting.
I literally had an agreement with Deputy Dean, Chief Joel Fitzgerald at the time, Deputy Chief Krause, Deputy Chief Ty House. I literally would meet with these guys, and they just said, Charleston, no hard drugs. And so I ran all the hard drugs from down there. We sold pot all day and every day.
Wow.
And I never
what do you
had
think
to
about
ask-
weed? You know, because they make it illegal. Should it be legal?
Oh, well, you still go to jail in Texas for it.
That's what I'm saying. Should we be like Colorado?
Yeah, it should be legal. Yeah, at this point in America, with every other state, the inconsistency of laws in America is what make it complicated for us regular American citizens to adhere to the laws that are supposed to govern us. And then they make so many every 2 years. We can't keep up with all these laws.
No, you're right.
The first instructions in the first law that God gave man was just to love thy neighbor. Yeah, we did that, man. We wouldn't need no other law.
Yeah, I know, but people don't love one another.
No, we don't even speak to our neighbors anymore.
But speaking of neighbors, we got to talk about some of your most infamous beefs. So the first one I want to get into, Quando Rondo. Charleston White made a series of videos criticizing Quando Rondo over his involvement in a shooting that left one of the rapper King Von's associates dead. White accused Rondo of being involved in gang activity and called for him to be accountable. So is he in the gang, Quando Rondo?
No, he a kid playing like he in the game. Quando Rondo grew up in a foster care system.
Yeah.
As every other gang member come from a dysfunctional family. So what's happening is, man, we as young people, we're joining gangs as young people. By the time we reach 22, 23, most of us who really wasn't born and raised into that culture, ultimately we have a change of heart and a different mindset. But because in the black culture, gangs are so glorified and propagated, it's like the next best thing to being in a fraternity or being on an NFL team.
See, I didn't even think about that. To them, it is almost like a fraternity. Like
It's like the next best thing of being on an NFL team.
Yeah, but did you see all these young kids, 17, 16, shooting each other? And they're all shooting other black men. It's a lot of black on black
Well,
gang
that's
violence.
because in black culture, death and going to jail is also glorified and propagated. So why wouldn't you want to die early?
Why? So they see some hoe dancing on your casket and they say, I want to die like that?
Oh, man, I know a guy got 2 caskets. Made me want one.
No, he didn't.
His name
His
name is J Dub. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. He was a 16-year-old serial killer. Google him.
What?
He had, man, listen, I had to go to city council one time because he went into Flashdance strip club and shot a grown motherfucker. And then left the club and went and made a song about it in the studio. I said, man, what the fuck? It made the news. I went to city council that Tuesday. Said, hold up, this shit is getting ridiculous now. Motherfucker, grown kid going to the club and shoot grown motherfucker.
And he didn't go to jail?
He didn't go to jail. Ultimately, he ended up getting killed. And his death went viral because he was laid on the side of a car with an AK with a mask on, and he was set up to be killed. And it went viral. It was viral all over the internet because they found his body live on
Where did they do? Did they bury him at Golden Gate?
Man, I think it was Golden Gate. But they had 2 caskets for this motherfucker.
Well, they didn't
So-
cut them in half.
No, so one of them was empty, but it was draped up so pretty, and they called him the Prince of the East, and all the kids, so many young people came out. I said, this makes dying appealing. Make me want to die today.
That's sick. What about, Canada now, if you got a hurt leg, they got assisted suicide. And a bunch of kids are running and getting suicided legally. You know about that,
Hold
Charles?
on, if you get a hurt leg,
In Canada right now, Charles, I can't believe you don't know this. Now they got a woman, she wants to get funded for one of those chair lifts to go up the stairs because her leg's hurt.
yeah.
And they said, oh, well, we got a better offer. You can do the assisted suicide where they put you in a chair and they knock you out for good.
Oh wow, no, I ain't
You hadn't heard that one. That's the new one.
Yeah.
That's the new thing. So what do you think about conspiracies? All this, they want you to live in a pod and eat bugs and own nothing. You ever heard that?
Yeah, there's them some white folk going.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah, there's some white people getting carried away.
well, who's running the world? Is it white people? Because you always talk very positive about white people.
No, white people ain't running the world. But most people don't realize that the American whites aren't the rulers of the world.
All right.
They white, but they ain't the American English white.
Okay, so what are you
They
talking
got
about? Like,
white skin
you talking about
color.
like Meghan Markle? Are you talking about Prince Harry White? What are you
Yeah,
talking-
well, now Prince Harry and them, yeah.
But they're all
Can
pedophiles.
I say Jews?
Yeah,
over
you
here?
can say Jews.
Yeah, man, it's the Jews who's corrupting the world.
Yeah, but that's what everybody says. There's always that conspiracy. It's the Jewish Illuminati. But what about the Catholic Church? What about
It's
all-
them too. It's them. It's the Africans. It's the Chinese. It's the North Koreans. It's every leader and dictator in every country.